Now, we also need to talk a little bit about how hiring managers see college degrees, right? Now, some companies really emphasize college degrees. If you go work for consulting organizations um, and other industries where college degrees are highly valued because they really help with marketing and portraying their workforce as being highly educated, well, then they're still going to require a degree. Now, there's other companies like Google who are de-emphasizing college degrees for various reasons, whether it's because of diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives, or because they've just come to their own conclusion that there's lots of talented people out there who don't have college degrees, and we want to tap into that. So we're going to make it a little bit more competitive for them. But what I'm seeing is that so many people have college degrees that even when a company doesn't require them, it kind of ends up being a tool for hiring managers anyway, because then it's just an easy thing for you to use to say, oh, Kip's got a college degree, Jason doesn't. I can only hire one person. All other things being equal, I'm going to hire the guy with the college degree, whatever. So it's still kind of a frustrating situation for folks who don't have a college degree. They hear that things are loosening up for them, but in practice, that's just not always true. What are you seeing, Jason?
Yeah, I've seen the same thing. And I like to talk about it just from the other side of how, if you find yourself in that position where you're struggling because you don't have a college degree, how do you go out about getting a college degree without going, 40, 50, $60,000 in debt to go get a 4-year
Mhm.
degree? Because you don't need to do that, right? So first let me bring up the point you mentioned that a lot of companies are de-emphasizing college degrees. Google's a great example of this. But if you look around the world, in the US, we are kind of at the forefront of looking at people without college degrees and hiring them. The only people who are higher than us on that list is Europe. I saw a recent study. Europe, especially in the German economy, in the states that are influenced by Germany,
Mhm.
they have a very high proportion of internships. And so they look at internships and certifications over degrees. At around 70 to 75% of their employers are saying, we don't require a degree anymore. In the US, it's somewhere around 55 to 60%. So it's kind of, it's flip a coin and the guy may want, the company may want one or they may not. If you start going into some places like Asia or Africa, it is almost like 80 to 90% of the companies want degrees. It's
Mm.
super, super high. And so in those areas, it's becoming a requirement. You must have it to kind of get into those positions. So I think it's important to think about those things. And as you said, the company you're applying for is going to make a difference there. If you're applying for Kip's company or my company, we probably don't care as much if you have a bachelor's or a master's degree. We care that you can do the work, but we're also
Right.
small businesses. And so we care much more about that. Whereas if you're going to go work for, I don't know, a big consulting arm like Deloitte or Ernest and Young or something like that, they may want to see that you have a bachelor's or a master's because they're going to be billing you at $300, $500 an hour as a consultant. And because of that, they want to make sure that their customers see the value in that because you're bringing all this educational experience, right? Even if that degree really meant nothing, the fact you have it allows them to charge more. The other place I see this is in the DoD contracting world. So in the DoD contracting world, the way the contracts are written with the government, it's either experience or degree, and the
Mm.
degree can count as years of experience. So if you have zero experience, but you have a bachelor's degree, you are, according to the Department of Defense, you are considered to have 4 years of experience because of that bachelor's degree.
Mm.
Now, if I have 4 years of experience and zero degree, and you have a degree and zero experience, we are now considered equivalent in pay bands and hiring perspectives.
Yeah.
You have a master's degree, they give you 2 years of experience for that. A PhD, they give you 8 years total of experience because 4 plus 2 plus 2. So that is one way to gain experience is by, if you're going for a DoD contract, by getting degrees. But again, it's kind of an expensive way of going about it.
Yeah.
So, going back around to what I was saying is, how can you go and get these degrees without killing yourself on cost? There's a lot of great schools out there that focus on low cost and high turnover, I guess, high graduation rates,
Mm.
and pushing through a lot of students. And I will tell you, in the cybersecurity world, and in the IT world, I don't see a lot of companies who say, I must see a degree from X college, right? In the
Right.
MBA world, that kind of carries some weight. Like I went to Dartmouth, I went to UCLA, I went to, I don't know,
Mhm.
Rutgers,
Harvard.
whatever. Harvard, right? Harvard Business School, right? That's going to carry some weight versus, hey, I went to Florida Atlantic University. Nothing wrong with Florida Atlantic University. It's a great little school down in Boca Raton, Florida, but they're not Harvard, right? And so that
Right.
doesn't carry that weight. But I will tell you that most companies don't really care where your degree is from when you're dealing with
Mhm.
the IT or cybersecurity world. It's more that you have it. And so because of that, don't go spending $60,000 to go to, I don't know, Boston University or Boston College,
Right.
right? You can go to your local university system. Conversely, a lot of states, including I'm sitting in Florida right now. Florida has a university system, which are 4-year degrees. They also had a community college system. And over the last 5 to 10 years, they've taken all their community colleges and they've allowed them to start giving 4-year degrees too. So you
Same in
could actually
Washington.
get, yep. And that's a great, very inexpensive way to do it because you can go to a
Yep.
community college for about $100 an hour for a credit. And you need 120 credits to graduate and get a bachelor's degree. So, $100 an hour times 120 credits is $12,000. You can have a 4-year degree as opposed to going to the university level. Like when I was up in Maryland, University of Maryland was $500 a credit hour. So it's 5 times the cost to be able to say, I went to this school versus that school. You're going to learn the exact same thing. I've taught at both the community college and the bachelor's level and the master's level at various schools at various prestige levels. And I will tell you, we taught the same curriculum in all 3 places.
Yeah.
So it really doesn't make a difference.